I'm feeding little Chipper this morning. He is running to get the black walnuts that I threw out for him. Hey Sparky, do you smell your yam? Do you smell your yam? Do you? Well, guess what? It's fresh out of the oven and it's hot. So I'm going to have to hold a little tiny bite in my hand before I put it in with your broccoli, your herbs, your mater, your berries. All right, don't move. Stay right there. Just a minute. You like it? You like fresh yam right out of the oven, Sparky? I know my hand's shaking. There's going to be a little bit of broccoli on there. I know that I'm in trouble. You're not buying it. Broccoli. You don't like your broccoli, do ya? I know. What's the scoop? You ate your yam even though there was some herbs in there. There was some broccoli in there. Was it because I had a little bit of garlic on my hands when I handled your food and cut it up? Well, I can't get over that you didn't get mad and quit eating your yam because it had other things mixed in it, Sparky. You shocked me today. Is there hope for you yet? I think there's hope for you. Are you ready to go? I can take your little dish that's got your food in it. I can take that outside too. Is that all right? What do you think? Well, I brought Sparky over in his little travel tote, and he's not a happy camper in there. But I just feel it's a safer way of going.
Hi folks, welcome to my wonderful garden.
I called it a jungle.
This is a beautiful garden, not a jungle.
Okay. Sparky's supposed to be doing the tour of the jungle.
He don't look like it, does he?
No.
He's just so amazed with the picture I painted here.
Yes, he's just stunned. He don't know what to think. This is very unusual for Sparky because usually he's ready to investigate right now. This is a very important issue that I want to cover about your box turtles out in the cooking heat. I watered Sparky's pen 3 times yesterday, and he's found something to eat. I don't know what it was because, see, I just watered his pen, and I watered it 3 times yesterday. See, we're going to be getting some extremely hot weather into the 90s, and the comfort index is going to be, the heat index is going to be over 100. So it's really cooking hot. Well, right now, I just brought Sparky out, and it is still morning. I'm not sure exactly what time it is. It might be 11-ish, somewhere thereabouts. So it's 82, but it feels awful hot. It feels like more like 92. But I just watered with cool water, and so right now, he can deal with sitting in the sun, letting that sun beat on him a little bit. So when it gets hotter, then he's going to be hiding underneath the hostas. So he's going to turn around here. But there's things that I want to cover that is extremely important. You do not, under any condition, want to forget their water dish. And you don't want to have that water dish where the sun can hit. You want to make sure, and see, Sparky is underneath, Sparky's water dish is underneath his high rise, in the shade, in complete shade. And the only sun that can possibly hit his water dish will be early morning, when the sun first comes up. So Sparky does have this area right here where the sun trickles in, and he can get some sun, some shade, and the same over here with these with the ground cover plants. Then you see how he moved over to the hostas. All of this area here, there's very little bit of sun that hits this area. So it is amazingly cool. It's just like he has got an umbrella over top of his substrate. So down underneath here, it is really, really cool, the substrate. So you want to feel the substrate, and you want to keep it, like I say, I watered this 3 times yesterday. If it's not that hot out, I just give it one good watering, usually does it. But it's going to be getting really, really hot the next few days, maybe 3 or 4 days, not really sure. So you want to make sure to water, keep it moist, water it really good in the morning, afternoon, and evening, 3 times if you have to. And when you take and change their water each day, it's better to bring your water out, to put in the water dish, and, you know, how do I word this? It's better to leave the water from yesterday in there until you bring out the other water, fresh water, to put in the water dish. Then dump the water dish and run a chance of forgetting to put the water in the dish, which I've had happen. You don't want to do that, especially when it's cooking hot. They've got to have that water, and it's got to be cool, and it's got to be kept in the shade, guys. So that is my tips. They're very crucial tips. And see, Sparky, he's got a lot of shade. And this tree up here, it is a godsend right now. Because what happens as the sun shifts higher into the sky, it will shade this area pretty nice. And he has got these vines growing up on the sides. He's got vines growing up in the back, and he has got a shrub behind those vines. So later on the day, when it gets really cooking hot, then he's going to have a lot more shade on this part. So he is sucking up the sun right now. So he's right in pretty well full sun right now. So he knows exactly how much sun that he wants and he needs. And so I can't really give an answer you know, as to how much sun they have to have each day, because they know if you give them options, if you give them shade, and you get them outside in a safe area, and have a safe pen for them, or a safe yard with lots of ground cover, whatever it is, You want to give them options. They need to have the option to have nice, moist substrate. And they need to have the option of having the sun if they want and shade if they want, and always fresh water. Hey, Sparky. Today is July the 3rd, 2018. Can anybody guess what Sparky had to eat today? What did Sparky have to eat today? You didn't have yam, did you? What else did you have to eat? I put and smashed up some blueberries in there. Yes, I did. I mashed up some blueberries. And you couldn't help but get some blueberries in you today. I left some whole. There's one right there. But Sparky couldn't help but eat some blueberries. Did you eat some more, Sparky? Did you chow down some more while I was gone? Was that tasty? Anyhow, here's what Sparky had to eat. He had yam, mashed up blueberries in the yam, mashed up really fine. I cut it with kitchen shears first, and then I mashed it really tiny into his yam. Then I would put a little tiny dollop on top of that to hide the blueberries in there. And I know Sparky got some blueberries whether he wanted them or not. Organic blueberries from our garden. Yes, at room temperature. Because I put them on the table and finish ripening them overnight. And I don't wash them. And that way he gets his B12 from the dirt and the critters and the poopy on the poopy from the tiny little bugs that's on the blueberries. I know that sounds disgusting, but we all got to get our B12 some way, don't we, Sparky? We eat them right off the vine, and I have been putting lots and lots of berries in the freezer unwashed, and I just put on the package unwashed. Yes, I do. And that's the way we're going to eat. I started out washing them, and they just get more soggy, and they stick together worse, and all that. But when you just take them off the vine, put them in the freezer, and I put them in a glass dish, and as they get solid, frozen, then I chip them all out of the dish after the dish sits on the counter a little bit, and that's what I'm going to go do right now. That's what I'm going to do, Sparky. Chip them, put them in the freezer. Yep. After they get solid, frozen, then they're ready to go in the freezer. Then you can take out what you want, and they're not all stuck together in one big clump. Right, Sparky? I'm going to get you outside. I think you've eaten all you want. I don't think you want any more, right? Don't want any more? Outside you go, okay? And you can find your own little teeny tiny critters to add to your breakfast. Okay? Does that sound okay with you, Sparky? All right, then.